Hello guys, this is Sumadh Shakya. In this video I'll be showing you how to create a network such that we can start using the built-in applications within the ArcGIS desktop, such as Network Analyst for location allocation and service area type of thing. So first thing I'm going to do is get back to where we left off last time and open up our map. So this is where we left last time. So the first thing I want to do is download the appropriate network or the roads that can be used. So I'm going to go to Census Tiger shapefile. Now before I download any dataset, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to this is where my mainland was. Now I want to get to I will uncheck the corn layer such that I get close to the California layer, and I do not have the bookmark for this area, so I'm going to create a bookmark such that I don't lose track of this. And then I should also have something called Monterey. Okay, so I'm going to get closer to the Monterey area and again create a bookmark. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the network for Monterey and surrounding area. Okay, so first thing, zoom out a little bit. Then I'm going to uncheck the state boundaries, and only with the counties I'm going to click the selecting feature. Let me also turn the labels on so then I can see. Labels, where's my labels? Hit apply. Does it show? Yes. Okay, so I am going to choose this, and oops, so I need to hold on the shift button. So Monterey, San Benito and Santa Cruz County. Okay, and I'm going to open attribute table, and at this point I'm going to click on to this Monterey, San Benito and Santa Cruz County, so I have their county FIP codes. Okay, this will help me download the appropriate data set such that when I go to Census Tiger shapefiles, I go to download FTP site and I will go to the edges. Okay, this is just like road files except that they have better connectivity. So let's see, come on. Okay, so when you click onto the edges, now I am going to go to 2016 and 06 is the state code for California. So when I get to the 06, now I am looking for 06053. So 06053, I will hold on to the control button and then left click, opens a new tab, and it'll close down once it starts downloading. The next one is 06069. I'm holding the control key down when I left click on this. And then 06087. Next thing is 06087. Okay, so 06 this has started, 069 has started. This thing seems to have a problem. Okay, so I'm going to 06053 again. Okay, all started. Show in a folder. This is what it looks like. I'm going to cut these files and paste them in the downloaded files, and I will unzip them all. Okay, extract all. Oops, one folder at a time. Extract all. Extract all. Extract. This is how it looks like. Yeah, extract all. So now all these three edges are there. Now what I'm going to do here now is get back to so I'm done with this for now. Get back to, now why don't I export this in case I need this. I don't have the tri-count area yet. Yeah, okay, so let me export this as a data frame as one of the inputs. Monterey, Santa Cruz, San Benito County, and as a shapefile. Yes, then selection, clear selection, get back to the normal view for the attribute table. Now at this point I am going to go back and add those things that we just downloaded from. So this edges. Now let me first, instead of just edging, well, let me show it to you anyways. So edge, this is for the Monterey County. Yeah, oops. So I was showing you how to add the edges. So first, this is 06053 for Monterey. I'm going to add it. So this adds all the possible major highways and street roads in the database. Then it also, I'm going to add up this one for 069 for San Benito, and then I'm also going to add up for Santa Cruz. Okay, now as you can see, they all line up right next to each other, correct? So what I'm going to do is go to geoprocessing, merge, and I'm going to say input dataset 06087. Yeah, and 069, and then last one, the Monterey. And this should be, this should come out as tri-county edges. Okay, now this will work as long as you have the everything in the geoprocessing and the environments and everything correctly set up. And now if you notice, at this point it is doing this, all this merge thing, you know, so it's showing you the status as to how the merge is being done, and once it is done, then it should well, I can't show you this here, but a small window pops up. It's on a different screen, a very tiny screen that pops up in around like this region, and it says merge with a checkbox like this thing. That's how it looks like, and there's a merge written. Okay, so once that happens, that means the merge was successful. And let's go and add it if it has not already done on its own. So we put that in worksheet. So now this is one single network. Now I can get rid of the individual edges. Yeah, first we did not project them, but if you go to the tri-county edges, oh, okay, so apparently I had already added them or something. Okay, no problem. So source USA contiguous workspace tri-county edges. Okay, and what about this one? Tri-county edges. So I just added them twice. Okay, so okay, now what I want to do is check what's behind these actual lines. So what I want is I want the length of any of the lines. So to give you an example, I'm going to get to my bookmarks of Monterey, and I'm going to select any one of these lines. All of those lines represents to one of these records. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to say go add field, and I'm going to say M miles. I deliberately misspelled it so then I know it's created by me and not by the system. So once I create this, then I right click and say calculate geometry. Now don't warn me again because this is faster and all that thing. What I want it to do is calculate the length for sure, and I want it to calculate it in miles. Okay, so this will become the time, this will give me the length of each of the section, any of these lines, based on my projected coordinate system that I have used. So it's going to translate the geometry into the actual distances. So we give it some time, and I am also going to add another field and call t time, and I'm going to call this t35 time. Okay, I am deliberately misspelling it so then I can recognize it, and I'm going to call it double as well again. And since speed is equals to distance upon time, time is going to be distance upon speed. So this one is going to be the distance divided by the speed of 35 miles an hour. Now this would give me the time in hours, but I would want that in minutes, so I'm going to multiply it like this. So after this expression, I'm going to hit OK and let it calculate. And after a while it should fill up the column. So now that it is done, I will uncheck this layer such that it takes little less load on the graphics processor, and go to catalog, and I'm going to call this not to hide anymore. In the workspace, I'm going to do this get it to inputs. I'm going to create new edges. Okay, and I'm going to drag and drop this in here. Okay, now within this I'm going to create another folder and call it network edges. All I'm trying to do is I'm going to create a copy of this, but I want to maintain a copy such that if my network file messes up, then it will create a lot of additional sub layers that sometimes do not allow me to delete this. So I want to keep a backup copy here, but this is the copy that I'm going to use to build my network. Right click, new network dataset, tri-county network edge, and nodes. I do not want to model terms in this network as of now, to keep it simple. Tri-county, I'm going to say any vertex. I'm going to show it to you later on. This is not logical when you're doing very detailed work, but for our purpose this is crude enough and makes our job a lot easier and easy on the machine as well, so less time. This is when you have to adjust the height and so on, such that the height of one road segment is exactly to the other side. It's like the bridges, such that the two endpoints of the bridge meet at the exactly same elevation. Now I'm going to go remove all and then add. I'm going to call this as miles. This is cost, the units are miles, and I'm going to add that. Also minutes, cost units is going to be in the minutes, double, and hit OK. Now I double click this, I choose the value miles. It has already found the, it has already found the match. This is the match that I had created in my attribute table. So I'm going to click field, and I'm going to use T35 time. This is the field that I created myself, right? So now this D represents that it's going to use distance by default. Later on, when the network analyst will use this network, okay? Travel mode, I have not given it any information, and I'll keep it like this. Distance attribute and so on. Impedance is going to be the miles. Impedance is like what is the cost, what prevents, what is the vehicle or the transportation is being done against. Okay, so the more the miles, if it has to compare between A to B and A to C, the one that has higher impedance is going to be more costly. This is how the software is going to allow it. Time attribute minutes, distance attribute miles. U-turn junctions we have not specified to keep it easier. Hit next. Do you want to establish driving directions? No, so that it's easy on the processing side, and then you hit finish. Now at this time it'll say this dataset has been created, would you like to build it now? So at this point this might take some time, so this is how it is working, and I'll resume the video once it is done. Okay, so it is done building it. Now at this point it says, do you want to add all the features that participate in the tri-county? I will show you if you hit yes what happens, but usually you don't have to. What it does is it adds up the junctions for every edge. So at this point, first thing, if you see here, I can uncheck this layer, because this is what I created it off of. So the next thing is I can also remove this one. This is useful for the network, but it creates a lot of stress on the graphics processor, so I'm going to remove this. Oops, sorry. Select one, remove, also select one and remove. Now this, you have to make sure that you always have this thing in place. This has to be checked and present in the table of contents for a lot of applications from network analyst to start to work. Okay, now let's see where we get this. You see how intensive it is. So I'm going to uncheck, but keep it in the table of contents. Now we are ready to perform analysis using the applications of network analyst.